Hello, Morongo Basin, and listeners around the world, online at Z107.7fm.com. This is your Z107.7 local news for Saturday, January 4th, 2025. This upcoming week, President Biden is expected to declare the land south of Joshua Tree National Park as federally protected. On Friday, the White House said that President Biden and First Lady Jill Biden will visit the eastern Coachella Valley on Tuesday, January 7th, but gave no reason for the visit. This story on the nascent Chuckwalla National Monument was originally run in November after President-elect Trump's re-election. On August 10th, Joshua Tree National Park celebrated a birthday. 83 years ago, the area was designated a national monument by President Franklin Roosevelt. That original effort was almost single-handedly championed by the original desert defender, Minerva Hoyt, who used her generational wealth and passion for the desert to have the 825,000 acres protected as a monument in 1936. Then, on October 31st, 1994, Joshua Tree National Monument was elevated to national park status when the Desert Protection Act was signed in by then-President Bill Clinton. The change was slightly semantic in nature. Monuments tend to be land reserved by the Department of Interior because they contain objects of historic, prehistoric, or scientific interest, whereas a national park probably contains those things but also has a large amount of recreational and educational value. With Joshua Tree National Park topping over 3 million visitors a year, the park has become one of the most popular out of the 63 total national parks. Today, there's a similar swath of land adjacent to the park that's hoping for the same treatment. The proposed Chuckwalla National Monument is 627,000 acres south of Interstate 10 and north of the Chocolate Mountains, butting up against Joshua Tree National Park and stretching east almost to the Colorado River. The proposed national monument is relying on President Biden to use the Antiquities Act of 1906 to designate the new national monument. Today, senators, conservationists, scientists, and nature-loving citizens have urged the president to designate the monument, but time is running out. President-elect Donald Trump's policies in his first term were notoriously unfriendly to public lands and the federal policies protecting them. During that first term, one of President Trump's first actions in public land policy was to reduce Bears Ears and Grand Staircase national monuments in Utah. It was largely seen as a retaliatory act since Barack Obama had proclaimed Bears Ears a national monument in 2016. While the proposed Chuckwalla National Monument doesn't appear to have natural resources that would be of interest to gas, oil, or energy industries, the monument could be in the crosshairs of the new administration if President Biden declares it a monument. Those are two big ifs, and supporters of the nascent national monument can only wait and see if President Biden will designate the land with the Antiquities Act, only to see it undone in the first few weeks of President Trump's second term. Among the many new California laws going into effect as of January 1st, the horizons of community college students are being streamlined with AB 1291, or the UC Associate Degree for Transfer pilot program. It guarantees community college students a transfer to a UC campus and saves students money by offering the chance to earn 2 degrees in 4 years. Reporter Gabriel Hart explains the bill in further detail.
Beginning with UCLA, the program will prioritize admission of students earning an Associate Degree for Transfer, or ADT, from selected community colleges and redirect those students who meet those requirements, despite their denied admission to the applicable campus, offering admission to at least one other campus. In other words, a student may not get their first choice of UC school, but will be guaranteed enrollment in another UC school if they meet the general criteria. Expanding these ADTs to the UC system will allow qualified community college transfer students to fulfill the requirements of an ADT, as well as meeting criteria for participating UC and CSU campuses, which will streamline the transfer process and save students money and time with the chance to earn 2 degrees in 4 years. However, all the specified majors have yet to be determined, and under the Donahoe Higher Education Act, the University of California will have to declare at least 8 majors by the 2026-27 school year, and at least 12 by the 2028-29. At least 4 of the majors will be in science, technology, engineering, or math fields. It should be noted that though this is going into effect as of January 1st, the transfers won't be applicable until the 2026-27 school year. For more information on AB 1291, please visit the link in the story at Z107.7fm.com. Reporting for Z107.7, this is Gabriel Hart.
For over 18 years, the Joshua Tree Highlands Artist Residency has been a creative sanctuary for artists worldwide. It offers uninterrupted time and space to create in the high desert. Reporter Hillary Sloan joins us and explores the residency's impact.
The Joshua Tree Highlands Artist Residency, founded nearly 2 decades ago, offers artists a chance to focus on their work while experiencing the Morongo Basin's desert beauty. Artists apply through cafe.org once a year, and the JTHAR board selects approximately 10 artists annually. Artists receive housing, studio space, a small stipend, and the opportunity to connect with the local community. an integral part of the experience. Frederick Fulmer, a painter and art teacher, and James Berg, an accomplished screen and television writer, are the residency's founders and board members. Berg reflects on the program's purpose.
It's really to offer an opportunity of 7 weeks of uninterrupted time and space to get away from your life and your responsibilities and just focus on you and your art. The artists tell us that their lives have been changed by their time here.
During their residency, artists create new works and participate in an open studio event to showcase their art to the community.
It's throughout the year. We have 7-week sessions throughout the year. But applications close December 15th, so they just closed in 2024. And we'll pick the artists for the 2025-2026 season.
JTHAR is a nonprofit organization that relies on fundraising to sustain its program. This year, 2 artists from the program are offering unique ways to support JTHAR. Edward Fu Chan Huan, a Canadian illustrator and printmaker, offers tea towels from his Los Angeles work. Sandy Rodriguez, a Los Angeles-based artist, featured at LACMA, the Huntington, and the Hammer, is offering prints of a Joshua tree on matte paper. Berg added that they were appreciative of the community's generosity. Every dollar goes directly to the artists, covering their supplies, living space, and expenses. It's a tangible way to support the arts and the creative spirit in Joshua Tree. For Z107.7, this is reporter Hillary Sloan.
Theater 29 will hold auditions for their spring show, A Streetcar Named Desire, on Monday, January 13th at 6 p.m. A Streetcar Named Desire dramatizes the experiences of Blanche Dubois, a former Southern belle who, after encountering a series of personal losses, leaves her once prosperous situation to move into a shabby apartment in New Orleans rented by her younger sister Stella and brother-in-law Stanley. If you're interested in auditioning, bring your resume or a list of your acting experience and be prepared to read from a script alongside fellow auditionees. Some familiarity with the script would be ideal, and no prepared monologue is necessary. A Streetcar Named Desire will run for 9 performances from February 28th to March 16th, with an opening night hosted by the 29 Palms Rotary Club. The roles of Stanley and Blanche have been cast, but all other roles are available. You can find a complete list as well as more details on the upcoming production at this story at Z107.7fm.com. And that's your news for Saturday. You can hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. More Morongo Basin residents get their local news from Z107.7 than any other source. Reporting out of Joshua Tree, California, alongside the award-winning Z107.7 news team, I'm Robert Haydon.